wani kama da kai, ai babu wani.
Hello everyone, once again you are welcome to yet another edition of Africa's Realities. My name is Mr. Johnson Yakubu Sani and I'm out today with another video. Today I just want to talk about xenophobia. I want to talk about discrimination against foreigners in one's country. And this topic came about because of the recent, did I say xenophobic? Well, the recent discrimination happening in South Africa against a lady who is contesting for a pageantry, who is called Chidimma Adetshina. And the brouhaha that came because she is representing South Africa. And then I want to make comparison with Nigeria and how we Nigerians behave when it comes to things like this. So before I go further, please, I want you to ring the notification bell and also subscribe so that whenever I drop a video, you'll be amongst the first to get to watch. So without further ado, let's get to the issue of today. Now, today we are going to talk about discrimination. Now, the topic that I have today is why there is no discrimination for foreigners in Nigeria. The reason why we don't have discrimination, we don't have xenophobia, the reason why we love all foreigners, the reason why if you are a foreigner in Nigeria, you are no different from any other Nigerian. And I want to discuss why we do not have these things in Nigeria. So I want you to follow me to the end because you understand how the Nigerian or how Nigerians think or how Nigerians behave when it comes about foreigners in our land. So let's get to the issue of today. Let me start by still talking about Chidimma Adetshina. From all indication, Chidimma is a Nigerian name. We all know Chidimma is a Nigerian name. And also Adetshina, I don't know why there's a T in Adetshina, but the Nigerian Adetshina doesn't have a T. It's Adeshina. So I don't know where the T came from. I don't know, but her dad is believed to be a Nigerian. So I believe her dad is the Adetshina. And it's kind of confusing though, because Chidimma is an Igbo name, while Adetshina is a Yoruba name. So I don't know if her dad is Igbo or her dad is Yoruba man. But I think somewhere in between, her dad must be Igbo or Yoruba to name his daughter Chidimma, and he bearing a Yoruba name, Adetshina. Well, that having been said, and it was believed that Chidimma Adetshina was born in Soweto, and she grew up in Soweto. Even though she has a Nigerian father, she grew up in Soweto. She was born in Soweto. So other people are saying, no, she was 14 years, she came to South Africa. But I think from all indications, she was born in Soweto. And then from a South African mom, others say from a Mozambique mom. That I don't know, whether her mom is South African or her mom is Mozambique. But she was born and bred in Soweto. Soweto near Johannesburg. So if she was born and she was bred in Soweto, it makes her a South African. Because she grew up in South Africa, she only know about South African cultures, and she is an integrated South African. And she's a lot more South African than she is Nigerian because she grew up with South Africans and she speaks like a South African. So we believe she is more South African than Nigerian. But why do you have a problem with Chidimma Adetshina? What is the problem all about? Some of you are saying, no, she should not have a relationship with her father's people because she has a relationship with her father's people, so it doesn't make her South African. Do you now jettison your relations? No, there's no way you can jettison your relations. So she must still have a relationship with her father's people. So there is no way having a relationship with her father's people makes her less South African? What makes her more South African should be born and bred in South Africa, having the norms and the values of South Africa makes her more South African. Well, having said that, now I want to tell you how we Nigerians, or what we think about foreigners. You see, in Nigeria, we don't have any problem against any foreigner. And when a foreigner comes into Nigeria, whether he is white, blue, black, or whatever complexion he has, we don't care. And we don't discriminate against any foreigner. And we don't hate any foreigner. And we love foreigners. We just love foreigners more than we love ourselves. That's true. We love foreigners more than we love ourselves. Because within ourselves we have regional tension and tribal tension, but every tribe and every people of Nigeria, they love foreigners and they love all Africans. Now, you'll be surprised that in Nigeria, we had, I don't know, we still having, we still have some of them, but at a period, we had a lot of people from Niger Republic, who are coming into Nigeria, especially the white Nigerians, the Tuareg Nigerians. They come to Nigeria and all they do is to beg on our streets. They send out their children. You see fine Arab children begging, and the children will hold your clothes and be begging you. But we never discriminated against these people. Even though if you have, you give. If you don't have, you don't give. We have never discriminated against these people. We have never felt these people should go back out of our countries. Why out of our country? Why are they coming to beg in our country? We never felt anything like this. We felt these people are in need, and if they can find what they need here, well, if they can survive our Nigeria, well, it's up to them. And if begging is what they can use to survive, it's up to them. He who has can give. He who doesn't have can walk away. But we never hated these people because we don't have hatred for foreigners. In Nigeria now we have a lot of Ghanaians. Ghanaians, they come to Nigeria, they don't feel like they are Ghanaians. They can stay in Nigeria and they can brag about Ghana. Cameroonians can come and say, we Cameroonians, we can brag, we can joke, we talk to ourselves, we debate against our countries, but we don't have hatred for any African person who is not a Nigerian. And I'll tell you the reasons why. If you can follow this video to the end, you get to see some of the reasons why I believe we don't hate foreigners in our land. Now, another thing I want to tell you is that even our authorities, that's the immigration and the police, they don't have any problem with any illegal foreigner in our land. I am telling you, except a foreigner, an illegal foreigner has committed a crime, before you find our police or our immigration digging to find out if he's legal or he's illegal. But even if there is a conflict between an illegal foreigner and a Nigerian, and the Nigerian is at fault, our immigration does not care to check whether the foreigner is legitimate or illegitimate. No, it's just because of our love and our accommodation for foreigners. Even our immigration, you can come into Nigeria illegally and you can stay as long as you want to in Nigeria, and no immigration officer will disturb you. And no police officer will disturb you. And police don't ask which country are you from. They don't bloody care. Our police, they don't ask. Even when you come with a foreign accent, they might say, oh, you are not a Nigerian. They might playfully ask you which country are you from. But they don't demand which country you came from. It's the general Nigerian thing that we don't have any problem with foreigners in our midst. That is Nigerian for you. So, if you can come into Nigeria and you speak differently from us, we look at you as a foreigner. If you stay 10 years in Nigeria and you begin to speak like us, we don't call you a foreigner, we call you a Nigerian. We have Lebanese here who have integrated into Nigeria, and we don't even see them as Lebanese again. We call them Nigerians because they speak our local dialects and they integrate with us. We have all kinds of people here, and we don't discriminate. So in Nigeria, we don't discriminate. But I have to tell you the truth. The only aspect you can find discrimination against any foreigner in Nigeria, the only aspect, because there is a but, the only aspect you can find discrimination, and it is not born out of hate, this is born out of competition. Now, the only aspect you can find discrimination against any foreigner in Nigeria is when a foreigner is seeking for an elective political position. When a foreigner is seeking for an elective political position, yes, there is discrimination because the opposition will dig. The opposition will go finding whatever will play out on their behalf. And they will dig everything that they can use against you. And everybody knows that in politics, that goes. So if a foreigner has stayed in Nigeria, even if a foreigner is born by another father, if a foreigner is born in Nigeria and bred in Nigeria, but his father is not a Nigerian, and he wants to seek political office, the opposition will dig it and they will use it against him, and not because of hate, but because that is the advantage, that is an added advantage they hold to take over the office. So for that, I would say that is the only reason that you can see a Nigerian telling you, another person, you are not a Nigerian, I know you are not fit to be in this place because you are not a Nigerian. That is the only aspect that you can find a Nigerian telling a foreigner, you are not a Nigerian. He can even tell him, go to your country and vie for that political office, because he is seeking for what would make him win the political office. So he uses anything he can grab. Apart from that, there is no foreigner that has come into Nigeria and has experienced an iota of discrimination. In fact, if there's discrimination in Nigeria, it only comes against white people, where they come with white superiority, and the Nigerian tells them, Oga, this is Nigeria, you can't come with your white mentality here. You have to come and be equal with all of us. But Africans, we discriminate against Africans? No, that is not Nigeria. But I'll give you some of the reasons that I believe are the reasons why we don't discriminate, because everything, a people, there must be something behind a people that inform the kind of behavior or the behavioral pattern that they follow. So I think there are some things that I personally have researched and noticed that makes us not to hate foreigners in our land. And these are the reasons. So follow me and I will tell you. I have four of them here, and I will tell you what I mean by them. Now, the first reason why you see Nigerians hardly have a problem or discriminate against any foreigner or any African in our land, the first reason is that, number one, we Nigerians, we are a divided people. We are very divided. And the competition we have is against ourselves. Regions by regions, we are divided, especially the three large tribal groups in Nigeria, the Igbos, the Yoruba, and the Hausa. They are very divided, especially the Igbos and the Yorubas. There's always a dichotomy, and even the Igbos and the Hausas. So we are very divided because culturally we behave differently. The way the Igbos behave, or the cultures of the Igbos and how they are brought up and how they pride themselves as Igbo people is far different from the way a Yoruba man is being brought up, and far different from the way a Hausa man is brought up. So everybody believe our way, our system, the way we do things are better than the way you do things. And because of that, there's rivalry and there's divisions between the three major languages in Nigeria. And because of that, each language will either seek validation from a foreigner to tell a foreigner that we, these kind of people, we are better than those kind of people. And these kind of people too are trying to tell a foreigner, we, these kind of people, we are better than those kind of people. And the other kind of people too are telling the foreigners that we, these kind of Nigerians, we are better than those kind of. Now, because we are like that, you find out everybody loves a foreigner. Everybody's trying to win a foreigner to his side. Everybody's trying to tell the foreigner that we are the better Nigerians. So for that reason, you hardly see anybody hating a foreigner. Everybody is embracing a foreigner to carry the news about that these kind of Nigerians are better than this kind of Nigerians. So because of this intertribal rivalry, makes everybody to love foreigners in our land. So there is no way we can hate a foreigner, because we all want to win a foreigner to say Eastern Nigeria or Western Nigeria or Northern Nigeria or whatever are the best. And we try to sell it to the foreigner. And we don't care how many foreigners come in our land. Our rivalry is against ourselves, not against any foreigner. So because our rivalry is against ourselves, we don't mind any foreigner. Even if they come and fill our land, we don't mind, because our rivalry is against ourselves. So that is number one point, that you find out that Nigerians don't have any issue with any foreigner. The issue they have is against ourselves. Now, the second reason why we don't have any problem with foreigners in our land is because we are a hustling nation. We are a nation of hustlers. 80% of Nigerians are hustlers. 80% of Nigerians are people who earn daily. They hustle for daily pay. And a lot of SMEs are everywhere. So Nigeria is a country of hustlers. And everybody minds his hustling. And you see, and we kind of have a system in Nigeria. This is a hustling country. So we don't have a problem that somebody's coming to take our jobs. No. If you can hustle, come and hustle. The land is free. And if you are a foreigner and you have your product or your service that is well liked by Nigerians, you make it in Nigeria. It's an open place for competition. It's an open place for hustling. So he who has the best product or he who has the best service, he gets patronized. So it's an open society. Everybody is hustling. So, and it's a harsh, remember Nigeria is a harsh economy, a harsh place. Yeah, if you can survive it, come and survive it. We are surviving it. If you can survive it, if you can survive a city with millions of people everywhere, people shout and chaos and noise and generators and everything, if you can survive it, you are free, come and survive it. But your survival depends on what you can offer. And if your product or your service is below par, you will suffer in Nigeria. You have to beat the next person, your competitor, in your product and your service. So it's like an open market. So everyone that comes here, come and hustle if you can survive. And we know we Nigerians, we are the better hustlers. In Africa, we are the better hustlers because our government gave us nothing. It's giving us nothing. We don't look at government because we get nothing from government. Absolutely nothing. They can tell you all forms of things they are doing, but nobody sees them. You hear, you win, you hear that they are giving student scholarship. That scholarship is being cornered by it doesn't get into the hands of the student. It's being cornered by the politicians, and they steal it to their bank account. So actually, Nigerians, we get nothing. So we get everything by our toiling and our goal-getting abilities and our striving. This is who we are. So if you can strive in a society whereby the population outweighs the resources. So if you can strive in a country where the population outweighs the resources, come out to strive. But remember, we grew up in this system knowing how to strive. If you can, come on. You have to start learning from scratch. So before you catch us, we are confident we will still be up ahead of you in Nigeria when you come to hustle with us. So for that, we don't even have to hate you. No, we can't hate you. We can't dislike you. Come and struggle if you can struggle. In Nigeria, this is who we are. And that is another point. Now, the next point I want to talk about is that we in Nigeria, generally, we are adventurous people. We are people that love adventure. We like to travel. We like to experience other cultures. We like to experience things. So if we are people who are adventurous and we like to travel to other places, there is no way we can be hostile to people who come to our country. There's no way we can be hostile to them if we like to go to other countries. So because we are adventurous people and we like traveling and we like opening new grounds and we like going to break grounds in other places, there is no way we can discriminate on people who come to see if they can break the grounds of Nigeria. So that is just another point. Because we are adventurous people, we have to also be people who accommodate others. Now, that is why even no matter how country shows hatred, we hardly reciprocate. No matter how South Africans use xenophobia to kill Nigerians, we always celebrate South Africans when we see them in Nigeria. We hug them as our brother, we love them, we take care of them, we treat them even more than we treat ourselves. When we see Southern African people, when we see Eastern African people, when we see other African nations, we treat them. We don't do that to Ghanaians because Ghanaians are Nigerians. Yeah, we don't see Ghanaians. We don't see Ghanaians as foreigners in Nigeria. No. Ghanaians and Nigerians, we are almost the same. So if a Ghanaian comes, we don't give him any special treatment because a Ghanaian is a Nigerian. You Ghanaians that you think you are having a rivalry against us, come to Nigeria and see. Ghanaians are Nigerians. Ghanaians are Nigerians. So we don't even give Ghanaians any welcoming or any special thing. We just say Ghanaian. We just say, oh, just like we say Nigerian. That's how we say Ghanaian in our midst. A Ghanaian is like a Nigerian. So Ghanaian doesn't have any special anything because he is a Nigerian. He is a Nigerian because he's just a Nigerian. Even when he speak, I love you, doctor, all this language is a Ghanaian. When we hear that language, we know he is part of us, a Nigerian. So there's nothing that want us to go and say, oh, Ghanaian, come. No, because we grew up with Ghanaians. Right from when we are children, we grew up with Ghanaians. Ghanaians has always been part of us. Ghanaians have always been like Nigerians. So, Ghanaians, you are our brothers. Forget about Nigeria must go and Ghana must go. That was then. You people started that one and we just reciprocate. But we don't even reciprocate again. We are an open country. So that's the next point that I said. We are adventurous people. Now, another point I want to say is that we all know that opposites attracts. Yeah, opposite attracts. So we all know that the person who is not you, doesn't have your culture, you don't know about his culture, there's always this thing that you want to know about that person. So when we have Eastern Africans and Southern Africans, Central Africans, and even the West Africans, apart from Ghanaians, come to our country, we are always eager to know about them, to know what they think of our country, to tell us what their country is all about, to tell us the similarities and the difference between we and they, and we all love something because opposites attract. So that's just the truth. In fact, I think our men, they even love to marry those people because they want to know about those people. They want to know about all those cultures. We all know about the cultures of ourselves. Every Igbo man knows the culture of Hausa man, knows the culture of Yoruba man, knows the culture. Every Yoruba man knows the culture of Hausa man, knows the culture of Igbo man. Every Nigerian knows the culture of every Nigerian. Whether you are thief, whether you are Idoma, we all know the cultures of every Nigerian. But when a foreigner comes, who is not a Ghanaian, yeah, because Ghanaian, they are seem like Nigerians in Nigeria. Who is not a Ghanaian, we always want to ask. Like when I say Ghanaian, I don't go to ask, well, how is Ghana? What is Ghana? I just see. But when I see an Ivory Coast person come, oh, how is Ivory Coast? Ivory Coast, because we are not used to Ivory Coast. We are used to Ghana in our midst. So that's another point. Now, another point that I can say is about our pride as Nigerians. We just believe that we Nigerians, we know the carry last. So, and we just believe there is no way you can come to Nigeria and beat us at our game. We just know it. We even believe we'll go to your country and beat you at your game. So we don't have any phobia for you coming into our country. Because I am not saying it doesn't happen. There are a lot of foreigners who come and they make it more than Nigerians. But I'm just telling you that the average Nigerian pride believes no African can make it or can know it like he knows it. So he doesn't have to fear any African coming here like the South African feels we are taking their jobs, we are taking their... No, we don't have anything like that, thinking anybody will come and take our jobs in Nigeria, even though we have limited jobs here. But we don't have that fear because we know that we have been brought up as hustlers, and the hustling spirit has made us to know how to do a lot of things, to always in the crave for knowledge, to improve knowledge. So we all believe that we are already ahead. So we open our doors. If you know you can beat us, come and beat us. So we have that confidence as Nigerians that you can't beat us in our game. So we don't fear you coming. But there are people who are from other African countries who have made it in Nigeria. But still, that doesn't mean that we will now say, the foreigners are coming and they are better than us. There is no way foreigners can be better than Nigerians in Nigeria. You can only have some few foreigners joining Nigerians to be good at what Nigerians are good at. Yeah, so there's no phobia of any foreigner coming to take over because we know who we are. We never had any government assistance. We grew up seeking knowledge all our lives. And we are not relaxed people waiting for government to give us at the end of the month to give unemployed people money. There's no way. Government has never given any unemployed person since I was born. I am 51 years old today. The Nigerian government has never given any unemployed person any social what they call in America, any social welfare. The government of Nigeria, since I was born till today, they have never given social welfare to the unemployed. So every person is for himself. Every person, the government, when they finished stealing the money, then they even earmark the money to be given people who don't have work. They will tell you, go and look for work to do. If you don't have work to do, go and carry concrete cement in construction site. So our government has never given us anything. So we have never been relaxed people and waiting that everywhere we don't work, our government will give us social welfare. It's a lie. It doesn't happen. It has never happened in Nigeria. So everybody is on his toes. If you are lucky to be in a government, to be in a position where you can still and be rich, well, good for you. But everybody is there hustling, and everybody is on his toes because government will give you nothing. Electricity, they can't even give us. So we have to devise way to have electricity by ourselves. So, I don't know, maybe we are too many people chasing a few resources, and even the resources are being stolen by government people. The scarce resources that can take care of 200 and something million people are still being stolen. So, there is nothing the government gives to anybody. Everybody goes out and fend for himself. So because we have been brought up this way, so there is no way we can ever feel threatened that somebody who lived in a society where if he doesn't go and hustle, government will give him a stipend to take care of himself, coming to beat us at what we do. I'm not saying it's the best thing that government doesn't give us social welfare. I just said our government is like almost non-existent. Only to come and collect from the poor. Yes, to come and collect from the poor is what they know how to do. To come and put roadblocks for the police to be collecting money from the poor, for the local government to put people on the street to be collecting money from the poor. That is all they do. They don't give back to the poor. So these are some of the reasons why the Nigerian person doesn't have any problem with any foreigner coming to Nigeria. We love foreigners and we live with foreigners and we are happy with foreigners. I step out of my house and I see different foreigners. There's no iota of hatred coming from me or from any Nigerian. We just pass and we greet and we laugh and we don't have any hatred that they are in our land. We don't have any hatred. We don't have any fear. Like what you people do in South Africa and in Kenya and everything, Nigeria this, Nigeria that, Nigeria this, Nigeria that. We don't have these things against you people. So please subscribe and ring the notification bell until I come your way with another video. My name is Mr. Johnson Yakubu Sani. Stay blessed.